So what was the weight loss transformation like for you to go from 293 down to 220, which you are now?
So it was a lot of fun and it was very educational. So as I was playing football at USC, I started to get a lot more into nutrition and into fitness, trying to be the best athlete that I could. But I was also thinking about the long term. After football, I knew my diet, I knew my training would have to transition. So I wanted to prep myself with as much knowledge as I could. And one day I came across this thing called the ketogenic diet.
Hmm.
It was either on a website, the bodybuilding.com forums, or there's another forum, Anabolic Minds. Might have been that one. I can't quite remember. But I read about this thing, keto. And, it sounds like too good to be true. And then I'm reading more about it and I'm seeing steak, eggs, bacon, butter, having a cheeseburger, but taking away the buns and wrapping it with lettuce, maybe add a little bit of ranch if you wanted to. And I'm like, wait a second, I can lose weight eating these foods that I would much rather eat anyways than, all the other stuff out there. I got to try this when I'm done playing football. So my football career ended. I decided, okay, instead of going straight into keto and being too extreme, because I know a lot of people fail when they just try and turn on a switch like that. I first eliminated all simple carbs, so no impulse candy bars at the 7-Eleven. Simple things like, okay, I'll have a meal with brown rice or have some quinoa or something. And then I started eliminating those. So it was slow carb to low carb. And then I thought, okay, now that I'm getting used to cutting carbs out, I am going to go full keto and I'm going to start tracking. And I used this app called MyFitnessPal. And I was reading and I had read over the years that the first few weeks you might feel like absolute garbage. But I kept in mind that, hey, if you want something, it's not going to come easy. So I'm going to power through this no matter how bad I feel. Most people I read suffer for 2 to 3 weeks when they first get into ketosis. It took me more like 5.
Oh, wow.
And, of course there's times where I'm just like, I want to quit because I don't feel good doing this. But I told myself, just wait till you get through to the other side and you'll feel great. So after 5 weeks, something just clicks and my energy shoots way up. My hunger levels have evened out. The scale was dropping. Of course, there was the initial water weight loss, and then it continued to go down. And then it took about 1 year for me to lose 92 pounds. So from 293 all the way to 201 pounds. And then I thought, you know what? I can't get under 200. That is way too thin. It's 6'5". I've lost more muscle and strength than I would like. So let me start bulking back up with the long-term goal of keep my body fat low, but put back on as much of this muscle as possible so I could be lean, yet strong and muscular.
Wow. So I didn't realize you got as low as 200 pounds.
Let's say 201. I don't want to say
No,
200.
201. We need that extra pound.
I weighed 201 pounds. Yeah, I remember getting on the scale being like, oh my goodness. And then started to increase my calorie intake there.
Awesome. It's so interesting how different everyone's transition is, because I know certain people that they latch onto a low carb diet and they immediately feel amazing. Like their energy levels are great. They start losing weight. Some people, it takes them a couple weeks. It sounds like in your case, it was 5 weeks to feel really good. Do you remember during that 5-week transition, were you struggling more so with cravings for other foods, or do you think your electrolyte levels were low and you didn't feel like you had that same pop with workouts? Do you remember what that was during the transition?
I mean, thinking back to it, I think it really was just transitioning and putting different fuel for my body to run off of that it wasn't used to. Electrolyte wise, I had read that I may have issues. So I was trying to make sure I got in proper electrolytes. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, could 100% say there. But I wouldn't say cravings were all too bad.
Yeah.
I would just say that the way I felt was really, just off. I had that brain fog that some people speak about, where I would literally sometimes be in a conversation with someone and couldn't even remember what they were saying. I was so zoned out, and it just wasn't me. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, when is this going to end? And when it did, things went beyond baseline. And I remember, being at work, past that 5 week point, being able to like hyper focus, go the whole day, not even need anything to eat, just get the task at hand done. And so yeah, I'm glad I stuck with it.
Yeah, because you look at the way that it's transformed your life. It's incredible.
Hmm.
And I feel like most people, they just don't give themselves the opportunity to really like compound that positive interest where they're just constantly tinkering with different diets, cutting out sugar, working in sugar, et cetera. And they never really get themselves anywhere where it's like, if you just pick one good path from a nutrition perspective and just stick with it, it's like you can have the type of results that you've had.
Yeah, I think, one of the unfortunate things of today's society is that we're also used to being able to get exactly what we want on demand.
Yes.
And it is created a lot of impatience. If I wanted to get some food and drink right now, I could just pull out my phone, go on an app, order something right here. You want to get something from Amazon, you can have it in a day or two. So people are so used to getting instant gratification. So when it comes to trying to transform your diet, people I think just get impatient and they don't want to do things that are hard.
Mm.
And I mean, they've kind of been conditioned. So it's kind of, unfair to judge other people who have basically, been told, hey, this is the way you're supposed to, and that you can live. And it's, quite a change,
Mhm.
where if you want to do something significant in changing, your body composition, that's going to take a lot of effort. You can't just order it off an app.
Definitely. Yeah, especially in a city like New York, right? We can pull our phones out, go on DoorDash, order literally any single type of delicious food, cooked in vegetable oil or whatever, process additives, and have it delivered right there, right? It's a lot easier in the short term than, walking however far to Whole Foods, getting your groceries, bringing that home, cooking a meal, cleaning up afterwards. But it's literally like the energy that you invest in that process is like the exact energy that you're going to get back too. You can't replace it.
Yeah, exactly. Garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.